And then from there, we allow families to build out your hive. So when I talk about that support network, this is what it looks like. So we've really thought about it from a holistic lens. So we know that there's so many different aspects of care. You know, you have your living, you have your community, you have your primary, you have your specialist, you've got your, future planning, finance, legal. And this was a way to easily represent and show, build empathy of here's the situation. So you can see everyone that's involved, all the people, all the places. A lot of families, this is important because it really helps them advocate for their wellness. It helps them tell their story. It makes it easy so that when you're going in and you're going, okay, let's learn a little bit more about Arthur. We know some of the medical information, but you know, what are some of the other notes that we want to take that are important that's contextual? Are there things that, might be around his routine that he prefers? Are there things that are going to really help him feel a little bit more engaged and comforted? These are things that are really important. It's why we wanted to make sure Arthur was at the center and we're thinking about the person as a whole. And we're looking at who are the core people, his inner circle that really surround him. Again, there's an option as you're building out your inner circle. You can go through, it doesn't have to be, just your immediate family. It could be anyone. It could be a neighbor. It could be a best friend. These are people that are just closest to you, that you trust, that you want to be involved in your care. In some cases, you see Muffin here. We've had a lot of people that as they get older, if they opted not to have children or if that wasn't their path, maybe they care a lot about animals. And so they have animals within their home. And it's equally important to them that their animals receive care. So they have them identified as their inner circle so that if something were to happen or if, there were to be an ambulatory situation, whomever comes in to help Arthur also knows that, hey, here's what's expected for Muffin. We want to track all the critical information in terms of what Muffin needs if Arthur has to step out or receive care. This way his community knows and they can step in. So it's really great when you can access this on desktop. Most people access it on their phone. So when you go in, anytime you're adding someone new, this is meant to grow with you. And you have the ability to add any sort of note. Every note defaults to private. If you want to change that, you can certainly make it public. The difference there is when you have a community of people that are just viewers, if something is private and they're just a viewer, they won't be able to access it. So that's just intended to be for those that are kind of managing care together as a co-owner. You can go in and as you're adding any of these specialists, you've got the ability to add their contact information. So on your mobile phone, it's really easy. You can just quickly pull up your contact list and you can get them added in there. This is really handy when your support network needs to know who do I call and contact, if you have questions or in the case of emergency. So really, this is just a place that's meant to be shifting with you. It's meant to change. It absolutely evolves with your journey. You can go through, it doesn't need to be built out like this. Maybe right now, all you care about is living. You can focus on just building out your living. Maybe for others, it's community and primary care. This is really kind of pick your own journey, figure out what makes sense for you and the care that you need.
Pretty powerful there. And I think for most people, they're trying to mainly track all these relationships. So it's nice to see visually at a glance the people very close to them, including pets, and then breaking it out with us so that larger community. Seem to be very useful to kind of organize all this chaos.